Friendship over. Friendship over! Ladies and gentlemen!
My cousin!
Hey, cousin!
What's going on? Welcome back to A Lady in a Gent.
I'm your cousin Ashley.
And I'm your cousin Phil.
And we missed you guys.
Very much so. Y'all were on my mind all weekend.
All weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I was trying to figure out which house I could go to get some Halloween candy, but, you know, with the Rona going on, I couldn't get any candy.
Right. I seen they had like a trunk or treat at the grocery store and I totally missed it.
Hey, you're gonna miss it. It's alright.
But there is something I want to talk about.
What's that?
So, cousins, listen. I was watching TV and then I just started noticing this pattern. You ever like notice like when you buy a new car, it seems like everybody has that car and you never noticed it before?
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching TV and they brought up the topic of getting over friendship. I was like, I actually never really thought about that.
Neither do I. Like, one of the things that I notice about, just me personally, getting over friendships is because we moved away. That's it.
So in your sense, you more so grew apart
Yeah.
than like a demise in a friendship.
Yeah, I mean, you know, best friends usually think the same thought patterns, but the minute that you change your thought pattern and it's different in comparison to theirs, kind of go your separate ways.
Yeah, so because I knew we were going to talk about this, I was talking about this just a little bit with my best friend. And I think one of the reasons why we don't even talk about a friendship breakup, because it can be just as devastating as a significant other relationship.
Yeah, it can, depending on the length of time of that friendship too.
And maybe even more so, exactly, due to the length of time of a friendship, how close the friendship was. And I also brought up with her, I don't think we think of our friendships as ending.
No, because those are the things that you really don't want to end. Like relationships, you don't want them to end, but you know it's got to come to an end. But when it comes to a friendship,
Right.
You want to hold on to it.
That's what I said. Like, in your mind, even if you don't want your relationship to end with your partner, you somehow know going into it, oh, this could possibly not work out.
Right.
But I don't think anybody's ever gone into like a friendship thinking like, oh, I'm never not gonna be friends with them. You expect maybe you might grow apart, but I don't think you think like, I don't know, one day like me and Phil are besties and like then we just have a falling out. It's sad.
I don't even want to think about it.
But down below, there is an article from Women's Health, and they kind of explore this topic as well. And it's just fascinating because also, I think about it this way. If you guys have ever watched Insecure, and this past season, Molly and Issa, they're best friends, and their relationship just starts to break down. They're not seeing each other anymore. Like, they're the best friends and they start hanging out with the other friends. Like they secondary friends. Not like they main, you know, they main friends. And so this kind of ties into that if you watched it. But it's like, how do you progress from that, right? Because there's also the other notion of, are we more willing to forgive a significant other than we are a friend?
You know, that's a funny way of looking at it, because I guess sorry, allergy medicine. But with a significant other, you have a tendency to forgive more because that's your significant other, and you got love in your eyes, and you can't see the truth.
Okay.
Let's just put it out there.
It's a lusty love in this fairy tale notions. So we're more apt to forgive our significant other than if our friend does something we feel isn't right.
Oh, your friend, you're trying to crucify him. But after some time passes, for some it's a couple of weeks, some it's a few months, and even some it takes long as some years. You sit back and you think about it, and it's like, why do we fall out?
Well,
for some.
Yeah, and then there's different ways to look at it, right? Is this a friendship one I've outgrown just because one either location or like, you know, when you were like elementary, go to middle school, like now all these kids stay friends. But back in the day when we didn't have Facebook and Instagram, you moved, if you moved to a different classroom the next year, you got a whole new group of friends. So then it becomes, at what point do you talk to them about it, right? So let's say I feel there's a breakdown in our relationship, and you can either one, talk to them about it, you could just keep drifting apart, or you could just not say nothing and keep pushing. Or,
you know, it seems like it's easier just to not say nothing.
Right.
And just let it drift apart, let it die without saying anything. And then probably some time goes by and they're like, why did we stop talking?
Well, they might say that, or they might go, I ain't like you because you was lying. I don't know.
I didn't like you anyway. Your feet stink anyway.
You think you better if you Molly and Issa, you know, Molly girl thought she was better than everybody, but she couldn't keep no man. But we won't talk about that in this video.
I ain't gonna touch that one.
It's just, you know, I personally never had a drift with a friend. Actually, I have. See, it came to me. But typically I've grown apart from people. But there was an instance when I was really tight with someone. And we are tight. We're still tight to this day. But there was a moment there where something kind of iffy went on. And I just felt funny about it. And then I didn't say nothing. Like something happened. And I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this. They were supposed to come to something with me, didn't come to an event with me, never said nothing about it, and then I just felt some type of way because it was an important moment to me that they should be there. Yeah, they went somewhere else with their other friends. And then we didn't talk. Like, we literally didn't talk for like, and then I was like, okay, well maybe it's just me, because sometimes you think it's you. And I was like, And then as time went on, no, like they stopped calling and texting me, I stopped calling and texting them. We just kind of drifted apart. And then I became closer to my other friends, because sometimes you don't realize how consuming a relationship is, whether it's a friendship or a partner relationship. Yeah. And then we probably didn't really like, it was probably a good 9 months. I don't remember how we got back together. I think one day we just started calling and texting, and it just kind of went back. Obviously, as life changes, you know, we're older, you know, we have children, our kids are older, we have relationships, you know, just in general. So I think sometimes people don't realize how their friendship should adapt, and maybe that can cause a breakdown in them.
That's true. Or you have something that I went through, you have a difference of opinion about something, and another person takes it personal, to which you apologize for hurting them, but sometimes they say it's not enough. And I'm the type, I don't like to argue.
You're not.
I've gotten past it. I used to be that way. I used to love to argue, fight, whatever, but as I got older, I was like, what's the point?
Right, it's just useless energy.
So, I mean, we're talking again, but it's not the same.
Because that event has kind of shifted your perspective on each other. Yeah.
It's like, if you need me, I'm there, but I'm not going to talk to you daily. That type of thing.
I got you. Yeah, because even in the article it mentions, like, sometimes you can outgrow friendships in a sense that not everything is meant to be lifelong, which is unfortunate, because most of the people I'm friends with, I've accumulated them at different stages, and we still friends. Some I've had since I was elementary up until adulthood. And sometimes it's hard to realize that it's okay to move on. It's okay to leave that friendship behind.
Especially if it's somebody that you sit with on a set in front of a camera, talking to people. Oh, that's me.
You can't leave me just yet.
No. Oh, Lord.
But no, it's serious. Sometimes it's okay. Like your opinions might change, you know, where you went to school, or one person moved up north, one person lives down south. Now you have your environment has changed, and the people you once were close with, you might not be.
Yeah, that's true. And like you said, life changes happen. Like myself and my cousin, we were super close, but you know, I'm married with kids, he's married with kids. He now lives in Florida, so we don't see each other often like we used to. And as time went on, I was like, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah. And it's okay to grieve it. Remember, it is a loss. No matter what, no matter how much time y'all spent together, or the good times, the bad times, it is okay to grieve it because it is a loss. And sometimes I think people don't recognize how much of a loss that, especially if there's somebody who were heavily involved in your life. It's okay. Y'all know it's 7 steps to grieving, so it's okay to grieve it, to move past it. But then what do you do, like, if you're in a friend group and two of the friends are no longer speaking?
Well, you could do like most sitcoms. They try to get the friends back together speaking.
We're not doing that.
Okay. Yeah. That was just a suggestion. I was just saying.
Nah, they would, more than likely they would try to do that. But it's at the point where there's no reconciliation, but y'all are in a friend group. And we're not talking about like these housewife friend groups where they wasn't really friends. Y'all know what I mean. We're talking about real friends.
Hey, well, wine is in the place they come together. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, I think you just be adult about it. You know, they can invite you to something. So yes, hopefully y'all can move forward. If not, move on. And don't be out here bashing each other. If the friendship is over, don't be telling the other person secrets.
Nah, that's childish.
You know, don't be blasting them on social media. Don't call their mom. Don't call their ex-boyfriend, like trying to get with. Just don't be messy. Just move on.
That's doing extra work.
Look,
and I'm lazy.
Listen.
No.
Y'all seen Single White Female? I mean, they wasn't, well, they were. Listen, if you haven't, check it out. It's a good classic.
Yeah, I'm still not over the bunny in the pot. I'm not over it.
She was crazy. But, you know, just be adult about it. If you can't be around each other, either you exclude yourself from the friend group or you find a way to make it work. But it's okay. It's okay to grieve it. It's okay to feel some type of way, and it's okay to move on.
Especially when you got a friend in me.
Am I buzzed? Or am I Woody?
Yeah, you don't realize you're a toy.
Boom, even better. So cousins, we want to know from you all. Have you experienced a friendship loss? How did you handle it? How did you move on?
Did you come back together after that friendship, or you just let it go about its way?
And if you have any tips on how to repair a friendship or move forward or move on, leave it down below in the comments.
Just don't be afraid to talk to us. We listen.
And we respond.
And speaking of which, you know, if you just new and you're browsing through, make sure you subscribe. Stay in this family.
Cause it's growing. We can't believe it. We can't believe y'all like us. Cause sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I really don't.
But we love you guys. We thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting.
Yeah, thank you for all the love that you've shown. Even some of the hate, I laugh at it. Y'all give me a good laugh. I appreciate it.
We love it all. So until next time, see you later, cousins.